Hello everybody and welcome back to Pikmin 2. In the first episode, we learned that Olimar's company, while he was away, went into some massive debt. And unfortunately, all the hard work that we did to rebuild his ship was kind of a waste because it got sold off to repay some of the debt. And now our boss has sent us unwillingly back to this planet to collect treasures to repay the debt for the company. We crash landed in the Valley of Repose, got the first treasure, the Courage Reactor, and now we're going to go back and see if we can find some more treasures in this area. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for the profit of your company? The Pikmin seem to still be asleep inside their onion. What lazy creatures! No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them out. Well, let's just get them. Might as well get them all out. Alright. And yeah, now we have the time limit on the days again. Alright, so the first thing to do in this episode, in this video, build up Pikmin numbers. Main priority right now, build up numbers. I'm actually going to leave Louie here for now, because we need to get 35 Pikmin to build up that thing. I mean, to weigh that thing down. Okay, I think I have enough. Actually, I'm gonna bring a couple more. Come here, guys. Oh, they're all on the ground. Louie, come here. I don't really need to have them split up right now. You know, I'll leave Louie here so that he can pluck them when he's done. Alright, come on, guys. Follow me! Because there's some pellets over here that can be used. Any down there? No, there's none down there where Louie landed, but there are some over here. There's a few 1 pellets over here. Oh, so I did have enough Pikmin. I didn't need to bring that many. Okay, whatever. They should bring these back. This game does fix a good bit of the problems that the first game had. The Pikmin AI is a bit more improved in this version. Not as good as it is in Pikmin 3, but then again, Pikmin 3 fixed a lot of the problems that the first 2 games had. Oh boy, here we go. We got a lot of them now. Just a little bit longer and that thing will sprout. I believe that's another 5 pellet, or it might be a 10 pellet actually. That one will sprout in just a little bit. I'm gonna wait for these guys to come back. Yeah, because I have to, because they're carrying the... Oh, no, don't. I can go ahead and weigh this down. Let's do it. Weigh it down! Dang it, I need 5 more. Come on. Come on, guys. Work faster! Oh, here we go. Okay, it is a 5 pellet. Well, now that that's sprouted, let's go ahead and get it. Come here. Alright, come on, Louie. Yeah, main priority for this day is kind of just raise up the Pikmin numbers, because, I mean, starting the day with only 20, we're going to need a lot more. Wait for these guys to sprout and I can pluck them. Come on. Alright. Okay, I lost myself there for a second. I don't know how. Alright. Okay, now we can finally progress. Get him. No, guys, come on. One there. 1, 2, 3 there. Yeah, carry those back to base. Here we go. This is a fully grown red bulb orb. I think I can take him. Alright. From! Got him. Nice. That was a bit close. He almost got some of them. Take that guy back. He'll give me a lot of Pikmin back. Okay, fine. How many do I need to carry this thing? I think I need 35. Dang, I need 35. Alright. Well, you guys work on this. You guys work on this wall here. Louie, you stay here and guard them. I'm gonna go back to base and plug these guys. So you can already see kind of the use of multitasking, because when those guys are done with the wall, I can just switch to Louie and he'll already be there to whistle them. Yeah, multitasking gets a bit easier now that you actually have 2 people to use, because in the first game multitasking was kind of a pain because you just had Olimar. Now, the way I killed this red bulb orb here, I just threw him on his back. If you watch me play the first game, I kinda just rushed from behind, and it's usually more recommended because the throwing's not that good in the first game, but in Pikmin 2, the throwing speed is much faster. It's greatly improved. So instead of rushing at behind, it's actually just easier to just keep throwing them repeatedly on top. A little bit faster. Alright, they should be... there we go, they got the wall down. I was about to say, they should be getting it done soon. How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall? When massed, their might is ferocious. Louie, did Olimar instruct you on proper Pikmin commanding protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you are failing in your duty as a superior. Allow me to explain. Press A to grab Pikmin and release to throw them. Call them to a group with B. You've already said this stuff. Press C to disband the group. Yeah, you've already said this stuff. Yeah, I know. This is basic controls. You've already said this the day before. I get it. I've played this game before. Alright, click these. Oh, wow. We got a lot now. How many does Louie have over here with him? He's got 38. Okay, I'm going to have them carry back this treasure instead. Have them carry this back. Get it, guys. Alright. You guys get that? You gonna get it? There we go. They figured it out. It was only a matter of time. Alright, we got this thing over here. And this is as far as we can go in the Valley of Repose right now, because there's water! And Breg Pikmin will drown in water. So all that's left is to explore this thing. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could lie underground? What is wrong? You both show expressions of unease. Do not fear. The leader's group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. Approach the hole and press A to jump in. So yeah, this is the new mechanic of Pikmin 2 that makes it quite a bit different from the first game. Well, besides like the main goal being kind of the same, is the cave exploring. Yeah, there are cave dungeons in this game that were not in the first, and this is kind of a mixed opinion sort of thing. A lot of people hate this, a lot of people love this. I'm kind of more on the like this side. I actually like this mechanic a lot, and I think it adds just a lot more. A lot of people do think it's padding though, and I can kind of see their reasoning for that, but I actually enjoy this. And you'll get to see, and we'll get to see it, but first, yeah, they're gonna get this treasure back. I'm gonna let them get this treasure back. And what the ship said, whatever current leader you are that is entering the cave, whatever Pikmin they have in their group is how many will enter the cave. Alright, what's this thing called? It's a crushed up can. Worth 170 Pokos. Utter scrap. And that's a very accurate name, because it's just a crushed up can. what looks to be a can of fruit juice. Alright, now that I've got my small army with me, rise, my minions! Rise! Form a line! Also, the swarming mechanics are a little bit better in this game too, because, I mean, look how much more responsive this is. They actually, I mean, they go on a line. That's pretty neat. Alright, let's go see this cave now. Emergence Cave. Enter this hole with your Pikmin squad. We got 70 out of 70. Let's go. Sub-level 1. Intriguing. My heat sensors indicate that this hole's interior is warmer than on the surface. Analysis suggests danger lies ahead, but the promise of treasure is tantalizing. If you wish to check underground terrain, press plus to communicate with me. I am not just a ship, I am an all-purpose support pod. Alright, so welcome to the caves. As he said, we can use the map, but it's not completely filled in, unlike the surface. You do have to explore the map to fill more of it out. And, yeah, if you already noticed, there's no time limit. There's no day counter here. There's no day time limit. That's because, yeah, there's no time limits in the caves. You can take as long as you want. And the even weirder part, when you leave the cave, whatever time it was that you currently entered the cave, like if it was midday and you enter the cave, you do all the floors and you come back out, it'll still be midday when you come out. Apparently time doesn't move at all when you're down here, which doesn't make any sense, but alright then. But these caves are filled with treasures and enemies. Let's go ahead and get these guys. These are snowy bulborbs. These little guys, they're snowy bulborbs. Get this orange back. Now some of these treasures, like this one, I kind of like because some of these treasures are pretty older items that you don't really see that much anymore. This is a 7-Up bottle cap, quenching emblem, worth 100 Pokos. I wonder what the orange will be called. Come on guys, faster! Oh, that's the max amount we can carry to it. Now let's see what happens if we carry a dead creature to it. Come on, a little bit faster. Come on. Oh boy, man, I wish there were flowers. Flower Pikmin. Alright, we have an orange. It is worth 180 Pokos. Name? Citrus Lump. I've always found that name to be funny. Just Citrus Lump. That's just what I'm going to call all my oranges now. Citrus Lumps. Alright, now let's see what happens if we bring a dead creature to it. How could you possibly consider this beast a treasure? Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold. But I do not think beasts will be worth much. So yeah, you can bring dead creatures to the research pod and he'll still take them up. You will get some Pokos out of it, but not much. In fact, I think these guys are worth like just 1 or 2 Pokos. So it's really not any bother to bring back the dead enemies. You don't need to at all, it's not required, and you really don't get anything out of it. But that's all the treasures for this floor, so now we can move on. And the way you can tell if all the treasures are gone, listen to the Pikmin. Come on, guys. Come on. Do it. Okay, they don't want to do it. There they go, they did it. That little song they sing, they go dun dun When they do that, that means all the treasure's gone. Yeah, they did it again. So if you hear that, you got all the treasure. This hole appears to be quite deep. My sensors indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louie, you do recall that you can adjust the camera Z and up. Oh my god, come on, man. Your expression suggests you do. Excellent. Don't worry, all your Pikmin will follow you. Approach the hole and press A to enter it. Yeah, as he said, you don't have to worry about losing Pikmin on these floors, unless they're killed, of course. Because whenever you want to leave the hole, even if they're not selected with you, delve deeper with your Pikmin, they will all follow you, no matter where they are located on the sub-level. Which is very handy in case you don't really want to go back. You can just leave them back at base, and then just go as a solo captain. Which can be really handy in sub-levels that are filled with hazards and enemies, because going just as a captain alone is much easier. Final floor. This is a very short cave, only 2 floors. Some of these caves, though, get really freaking long. And I mean really long. It's a globe! Well, half of one. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of the planet as seen from space. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin will be unable to lift it. Oh yeah? We'll see about that. Aww. Yeah, they really did that. You need 101 Pikmin to lift this. But how can you do that if you can only have a max of 100 Pikmin on the field at a time? Huh. Well, I guess we'll just give up and come back later. Get rid of you. You stupid snowy Bulborbs. Get out of here. Come on. Get him. Yeah, throwing a Pikmin on the back of one of these guys will kill them in one hit. Hello, what are these things? Astounding! A flower blooms in a cave deep beneath the snowy landscape? Clearly it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into the flower. You guys want to get tossed in the flower then? Alright. Man, you say they want to get tossed in the flower, but they kind of scream in horrible pain when I do that. But yeah, these are candy pop buds. They were in the first game, however you really only have to use them once in the first game. This game they're used quite a lot more. They're able to change Pikmin into different colors, and since those were violet candy pop buds, we have purple Pikmin. I love that sumo wrestler move they do at the beginning. Amazing, a purple Pikmin. It has hair and is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Olimar. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them in the flowers? Intriguing. Perhaps there are others. Yeah, introducing the main and overpowered weapon in this game. Purple Pikmin. These guys are super broken when it comes to fighting enemies. And unfortunately I kind of killed them all, so I can't show it off. But the way they work, I'll throw one. When they land like that, they make a ground pound, and that will actually stun nearby enemies and any enemies they land on. It's that broken. And these guys, their fighting strength is 3 times that of any other Pikmin. Red Pikmin are the second strongest, with being 1.5 times stronger than other Pikmin types. These guys are broken. Like, they're super broken. It kind of makes sense that they were removed in Pikmin 3, because, man, they are very broken. But maybe now we can get one of these things. Get this thing. And their lifting strength. They have the lifting strength of 10 Pikmin. So now, we have the equivalent of 160 Pikmin lifting this thing with how many we have right now. So yeah, really heavy items that require over 100 Pikmin, you're going to need purples to get them. And I think there's only a few items in the game that actually do that. I thought they got stuck on that thing for a second, the corpse of the snowy bulb orb. Now, the only downside to purple Pikmin is that you can't throw them very far. In fact, they have the shortest throwing range of all Pikmin types, and they are the slowest. They fall behind very easily. And another downside, they are not immune to any hazards. They can get killed by everything. Alright, treasure. Spherical Atlas. Worth 200 Pokos. There is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside the sphere. Retrieving data. Error. I could only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographic charts. I will input this data into my planetary database and name it the Sphere Chart. Press plus to contact me and go to the exploration kit on the radar screen by pressing left on D-pad. Yep. Now that we have this new data, you should explore the decoded territory tomorrow. And what he means by that is that we have unlocked a new area. If you heard that little power down sound, that's another sign that you've gotten all the treasures on the floor. But now if we go in our exploration kit right here, we have the sphere chart at the bottom left corner. Yes, some treasures will be special and will unlock something new. In this case, we've unlocked a new area. Some of these other ones will add new abilities, which we will get to later in the game. Some of which are really cool. But yeah, as you can see, these purple Pikmin, they are very slow. That's their biggest downside, is that they are incredibly slow, easy to fall behind. Is there anything else? I felt like something special would pop up. No, I'm thinking of something else. Alright. But now we have a geyser instead of a hole that leads deeper underground. Astounding! Water is shooting out of this geyser with incredible force. Sensors indicate it has enough power to launch you into the air. Approach it and press A to try. So yeah, these geysers are how you will be able to exit the dungeon. It's not the only way. If you want, you can select give up and escape and you will exit the dungeon. However, any treasures that you've collected will be lost. You will not get to keep treasures you collected if you use that. If you use a geyser, however, you will keep anything you found when you leave. Escape to the surface with your Pikmin? Yes. So yeah, the geyser's like the actual way to exit the dungeon. And at the end of each cave, you will get a summary of how many treasures you've gotten and how many enemies you've defeated. And how many Pokos you earned. And if it says cave complete like that, that means you found all the treasure. That's very good. So we had 3 out of 3 treasures in that one. Very good. Oh yeah, aside from Pokos, you'll also get to see how many Pikmin... You'll see how many Pikmin were killed in whatever cave you were in. And you'll get the save too. Another thing I should mention about the caves, they are randomly generated. Each room is randomly generated, so if you play through the game a different time, you could potentially get a different layout. So yeah. Now the Emergence Cave, no, the rooms are exactly the same because it's a tutorial cave. But the other ones, yeah, randomly generated for the most part. So at least there's a little bit of variety. You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking expedition. You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the President tonight detailing your progress. And finishing that first cave, getting all the treasures, will end the second day. You do need to get all 3 treasures to end the second day like this, otherwise you'll have to come back tomorrow. Olimar and Louie, since you explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. What? You still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realize it, but you are exhausted. Yeah, you know, you don't know if you're tired or not. I tell you if you're tired. You should take a much-needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure. Yeah, he's basically saying you have unlimited days. Like I said last episode, there's no time limit in this game. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. Oh, the purple Pikmin don't have an onion, so where are they going to hang out? Yeah, they hang out in the cargo hold of the ship. Because they don't actually have an onion of their own, because they were formed from the candy pop buds underground. And in fact, that is actually the only way that you can make more purple Pikmin, by throwing other types into the candy pop buds. You cannot bring pellets to onions because they don't have one. So they're kind of precious. You kind of don't want to lose many of them, because it's a bit more difficult to raise their numbers back. Alright, got 652 Pokos today. Very good. We're almost 10% of the way done paying back the debt already. No Pikmin died? Very good. Today's mail. Baby steps first, Olimar. Plan well and don't worry about me. Our debt is with Happy Hocotate Savings and Loan, after all. Besides, there's nothing left to repossess, so ha! You know, I don't know if that's really something you want to brag about if you have nothing left to get repossessed. You're also able to view yesterday's mail, so yeah. Ha! Those bankers won't get me. They've already repossessed everything I own. So joke's on them. We have unlocked a new area, Awakening Wood, which we will get to next episode. As for the Valley of Repose, we will not be there. We will not go back there for a long time. As you can see, there's still some above ground treasures, and there's 2 more question mark areas. There's 2 more caves to unlock, but we can't go there for a long time. The next episode, we will go to the Awakening Wood, but first, let's check out the new treasures. Citrus Lump. Ah, so precious. This fruit was dug up from the floor of an icy cavern. It appears that the fruit's thick skin protected it from the frigid cold. It's quite remarkable. The shape of the fruit eerily resembles the president's head. P.S. The labyrinthine underground entrails of this planet are like a completely different world. Alright, Utter Scrap. That one actually does kind of look like it has a face. You got the 2 little dots, and then you got the big wide open mouth, and it looks like kind of like a whisker mustache on the sides. I can see that. The area we recently touched down in silly me. The area we recently touched down in is blanketed with a fresh layer of frozen precipitation. As tranquil and relaxing as it is, I named it the Valley of Repose. Using Pikmin to move obstacles, I was able to open up some new areas to exploration, where I found this hunk of metal. Alright, 7-Up Cap, the quenching emblem. What's Olimar got to say about this? I often brag about my inexhaustible supply of self-control, but when I peer at this treasure, I can't help but want to take a drink. Yeah, you gotta have that nice lemon-lime flavor scent 7-Up. Okay, Spherical Atlas. The purple Pikmin were somehow able to carry this massive treasure. Today we measured their physical strength using the ship's onboard beefometer. It seems that they have 10 times the weight and physical power of any other Pikmin. When I throw them, they land with a resounding thud. I've decided to commemorate the cave I first encountered them in by naming it Emergence Cave. Alright, that's all the treasures for today. Let's check out the Piclopedia. Okay, the red bulb orb. Pick carrots. By the way, the pick carrots, you can kind of see why Olimar calls the Pikmin, because, well, they kind of do look like these carrots. Closely, at least. Alright, Olimar, What do you have to say about this? Red Bulborb, Oculus Kageyami russus, grub dog family. This large organism has the familiar mandibles and cranial morphology of the grub dog family, as well as the characteristic bulging eyes. As with most grub dogs, the creature's cranium comprises half of its total length and girth. Showing a scarlet abdomen with white spots, this creature is primarily nocturnal, choosing to prey upon smaller creatures returning to their nests. Originally classified as the spotty bulborb, further research has reclassified the species as the red bulborb. Subspecies of varied colors have recently been discovered, but academics are divided into two rival camps over how to handle their classification. You know, when he says this is called the spotty bulborb, that's what these guys were called in the first game. Louis! Plump specimens are best spit-roasted whole, stuffed with a lime and a slab of bacon, basted frequently to ensure a magnificently moist haunch. Sure thing, Louis. Snow bulborbs! Eat the carrots. Olimar. Snow bulborb. Pansaurus pseudooculi frosticus. Breadbug family. Like the dwarf red bulborb, the snow bulborb is a member of the breadbug family that seeks to survive through imitating the appearance and behavior of a bulborb. Its pale coloration and blue spots make for easy identification. In particular, this organism mimics the hairy bulborb, which is an enemy we have not seen yet, but it is of course unable to grow the hair that gives the hairy bulborb its name. However, as the hairy bulborb has been known to lose its hair in certain circumstances, the snow bulborb is an effective mimic that is often mistaken for a member of the same species. So yeah, these guys are also part of the breadbug family, not the bulborb family. Okay, violet candy pot bud. You don't eat carrots. Violet candy pot bud, Flora Punicius candy pot family. Research from our most recent expedition has confirmed the presence of candy pot buds in subterranean regions. Considering the microecologies this plant has been found in, one could surmise that it could be found in any cavern, regardless of geographic region. Tossing Pikmin into this flower results in the release of purple Pikmin seeds, regardless of the color of the Pikmin tossed in. This variety of candy pop contains robustly odoriferous oils. If candy pop flowers could be cultivated, there is no doubt that the plants would offer multifaceted benefits to the cosmetic, medical, and tourist industries. Alright, Louis, how would you eat this? This convenient purple flower secretes a dark, flavorful oil that eliminates the need for salad dressing. Alright then. And clover. Yeah, nothing, no cool name, just plain boring clover that we see every day in our backyards. Clover, Quatrius infectum, clover family. This is a naturalized species. These plants are extremely persistent, and with the assistance of a symbiotic fungus that grows on its roots, the species is able to survive even in drought conditions. Typically, its leaves come in groupings of 3, but intense impact on the leafing stem early in the development cycle can result in an extremely rare 4-leaf cluster. We all know the lucky 4-leaf clover. Louis. Mildly poisonous. May result in nausea, headache, fever, fatigue, chest pains, paralysis, loss of bone density, moodiness, feral rage, sauciness, dilly-dallying, strokes of brilliance, and untimely doom. Okay. Yeah, some of Louis' notes are just hilarious. Like that one. And they only get better from here on out. Oh, I love reading Louis' notes. Alright, that was day 2 of Pikmin 2. In the next episode, we will go start exploring Awakening Wood and see what more treasures we can find. See you guys next time. Goodbye.